Impostor syndrome, also known as impostor phenomenon or fraud syndrome, refers to an internalized belief that one's accomplishments are not deserved or that they're not as competent as others might perceive them to be. People experiencing imposter syndrome often feel like they're frauds, fearing that they will one day be exposed as inadequate despite evidence of their success and competence. It can affect anyone regardless of their actual achievements or abilities. There are several types or subtypes of imposter syndrome, and individuals may experience a combination of these types. The perfectionist. Perfectionists live by extremely high standards for themselves, high standards, hence the moniker perfect. Perfectionists feel like failures if they do not meet the standards they've set and are generally very hard on themselves and are never quite satisfied with their performance. Perfectionists fervently believe that any success experience is due to external factors or factors outside of themselves, not their own gifts, talents, or abilities. Let's take a look at an example. Sarah is a gifted and accomplished graphic designer who consistently receives high praise for her work. However, she is never satisfied with her designs. She spends excessive hours making minute adjustments, despite positive feedback from her employer, clients, and colleagues. She attributes her success to people being polite or her just being plain old lucky. The next category I'm going to mention is the Superwoman / Superman. People with this subtype of imposter syndrome believe that they need to excel in all things all the time, all aspects of life, juggling multiple roles and responsibilities without missing a beat. They believe that balance is supremely important and everything is a priority. This can sound a bit like the perfectionist, but they feel the pressure to be perfect in every area equally, while a purist perfectionist, if you will, tends to focus on one area or aspect of what they produce, so the work needs to be perfect. With super people, it's more about being able to do it all, and any perceived failure in one area can lead to feelings of inadequacy. For example, Alex is a successful lawyer, devoted spouse, and parent of 2. Despite excelling in his career and personal life, Alex constantly feels overwhelmed and feels that he's not doing enough in his various endeavors. Any minor setback, such as missing a family event due to work commitments, triggers feelings of inadequacy and shame. Next, we have the natural genius. Natural geniuses base their self-worth and self-value on the ease at which they master new skills. They believe that if they must struggle or work hard to accomplish a task, it means they're not as smart or talented as others. They believe that things should come easily or naturally to them without struggle. This type of imposter syndrome often plagues gifted children or prodigies, as the basis of things coming easily is ingrained. Understanding that the difficulty of the task does not matter, because the natural genius believes that if they are an imposter, mastery does not come with ease. Example, Chris is a software developer who has always excelled in learning new programming languages effortlessly. When faced with a challenging project that requires extra effort and advanced knowledge, Chris becomes anxious and worries that they are not as talented as everyone thinks. The idea of struggling with a task is unsettling, and it goes against her self-perception of being a natural genius. Next comes the soloist. Soloists prefer to work alone, and they feel the need to accomplish tasks on their own to prove their self-worth. They have a me, myself, and I type of existence. They're extremely resistant to and reluctant to seek help or collaborate with others, fearing it will expose their supposed lack of competence. In other words, I should be able to function independently no matter the task at hand. Here's an example. Jamie is a project manager who prefers to handle tasks independently to prove his value and his competence. He resists seeking help from the team members even when faced with a very tight deadline. He would rather stay up all hours of the night until the project is complete. Jamie fears that asking for assistance might reveal a lack of skills or knowledge, leading to a negative perception from his colleagues and team members. Lastly, the expert. Experts measure their competence based on how much they know or can know. These are the I will start my business when I get 5 more certifications, or those I know I have more letters behind my name than in my name, but I'm going back to school in the fall. Ask me how I know. They feel the need to know everything before they start a task and may avoid taking on any new challenges due to a fear of not being knowledgeable enough. For example, Taylor is an academic researcher with an impressive publication record. Despite her expertise in a specific field, Taylor hesitates to explore new areas of research, fearing she won't be as knowledgeable. The thought of venturing outside of her comfort zone and potentially making mistakes prevents Taylor from pursuing innovative projects. It's important to note that these types are not mutually exclusive, and an individual may exhibit traits from one or more of the subtypes. Overcoming imposter syndrome often involves recognizing and challenging these negative thought patterns, seeking support, and developing a more realistic and positive self perception. As I always say, while I am a licensed mental health professional, I might not be your licensed mental health professional. So please use this information as it was intended as information and seek out professional help if you need more assistance.